Good morning, boys and girls. This is our last week of remote learning, week number 11. For those of you in kindergarten, this week you're going to be talking about the hare and the tortoise. This is a story that's been around for years. This particular version is being retold by Alan Trussell Cullen, so he's the author, and it's illustrated by Edward Mooney. The hare was always boasting. Boasting means bragging. Do we like people who brag, boys and girls? I am the fastest runner in the whole forest, he said. I can run faster than anyone else. In fact, I am the fastest runner in the whole world. The other animals were tired of listening to the hare telling them how fast he was. They tried to ignore him, but this didn't stop his boasting. Do you think you'd like to have a friend who bragged all the time? I don't know if I'd like that. One day, the hare said he had a wonderful idea. Why don't we have a race to see who is the fastest animal in the world? We could run through the forest to the giant oak tree and finish back here in the farmer's field. But none of the other animals wanted to race against the hare. That proves it then, said the hare. I must be the fastest runner in the world. There is a picture of the hare, feeling good about himself. Sometimes it's good to be confident in what you can do and believe that you can do something that you haven't tried yet, but in this case, he's a little bit overconfident, I think. What do you think? Just then, a tortoise came slowly plodding along, and a tortoise is a little turtle. I'll race you, said the tortoise. Are turtles known for being fast, boys and girls? The hare began to laugh. You'll race me, he said, holding his sides. You, a slow old tortoise? Of course, said the tortoise. The next day, the fox was chosen to start the race. On your marks, get set, go! The hare immediately sprinted across the field and into the forest. The tortoise started off too, but much more slowly. The hare was having a great time. As he bounded through the forest, he sang to himself, I am the fastest, I am the greatest. Soon the hare was far ahead of the tortoise. He reached the giant oak tree. Then he turned and began to run back through the forest again. On his way back, he met the tortoise. Here is a picture of the hare running quickly, and they could see the tortoise there moving a little bit more slowly. You might as well give up now, said the hare. I'm nearly finished already. Is that a very nice thing to say to somebody else, boys and girls? But the tortoise just kept plodding on and on through the forest. I must keep going, he said. What habit of mind is the turtle demonstrating, boys and girls? If you said persistence, you're right, because he's not giving up. Soon the hare came to the edge of the forest. He could see the farmer's field and the animals waiting at the finish line. But it was a hot, sunny day. This is such an easy race, he said to himself. I've even got time for a little nap. He found a nice patch of nice, soft grass and decided to curl up for a snooze in the sun. He's taking a nap. What do you think's going to happen? Meanwhile, the tortoise kept plodding on and on. Plodding means they keep going, keep walking. I must keep going, he said. He reached the giant oak tree. Then he turned around and started back through the forest. I must keep going, said the tortoise. What strategy is he using that you might have learned from Mrs. Belanger, boys and girls? Self-talk, right? He's keeping positive thoughts in his head and he's continuing to go. There's the hare taking a nap. And there's the turtle. Looks like he's sweating a little bit, but he's not giving up. He's continuing with his race. When the tortoise came out of the forest, he saw the hare sleeping in the sun, but he just kept plodding on and on. I must keep going, he said. That positive attitude, boys and girls. Soon, the animals saw the tortoise approaching the finish line. They were amazed. They began to cheer. Come on, tortoise, you can do it, they shouted. The tortoise said, I must keep going. It seems like all of the other animals like the tortoise. Why do you think that is, boys and girls? Do you think maybe it's because the tortoise is humble and he doesn't brag? Probably a nice friend to have. The loud cheering and shouting woke up the hare. When he opened his eyes, he saw that the tortoise was very close to the finish line. "Oh no!" shouted the hare, and he began to run. He began to sprint. He ran as fast as he could. What do you think's going to happen? He was too late. The tortoise crossed the finish line ahead of him. The hare was so ashamed, he just crept away. Here is a picture of the tortoise crossing the finish line and winning that race. "Well done, Tortoise," shouted the animals. "But what was the secret of your success?" What do you think it is, boys and girls? Why was the tortoise successful? "It's simple, really," said the tortoise. "Slow and steady wins the race." And there is the tortoise. I think the tortoise had a growth mindset, boys and girls, and we talk a lot about that at school. A lot of those other animals didn't think the tortoise could maybe beat the hare, but he did win the race. It's like that in our learning too, right? Some of us are really fast learners and some of us take more time with different things. And what really matters is that you take the time you need to learn what you need to learn. And whether you're fast or slow doesn't really matter. Sometimes the faster students have to slow down and pay more attention to detail, strive for accuracy, something you probably talked about with your teachers. And sometimes the students that are slower really demonstrate a good habit of mind called persistence that we've talked a lot about as well. So I hope you enjoyed this story. You'll be talking about that this week. And I hope you've enjoyed all of the stories I've read to you. Have a good day.